Welcome back, Alchemists. This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Walter Morello, and the great Vinny Smile Chopra. Vinny has to go hang out with his family for the next 5.5 hours of traveling. So he's on the treadmill right now, the elliptical. And he said, we got to get into this podcast. We got to do it quick. So Vinny, welcome this morning, brother. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Walter, brother. I'm so glad. There is always different ways to get things done. And that's what the exciting part is. We were able to carve this time out and you were available. And I could also be on the treadmill. Thank you.
This is a lesson for everybody who's listening. When a billionaire asks you to adjust the time of the show, you say yes. It's a good idea.
No, I appreciate that. Really, we've been doing it for about a year or so, and we're looking forward to 2023, exciting year, changing the habits, changing the mindset, and changing few things incrementally. We cannot change overnight, right. But what we want to become one day, we're in the process of becoming today. So today is so important. I was just sharing in the last week or week before with the, club here, the hourglass. We talked about it. We should not live in the past. We learn from it. And that's the sand going through that little nose down below. And the sand above is the future. But we could really create the future by working in the present, which is the little neck there. Yeah.
It's funny because you're like, oh, it was a little class at the club here, but that was actually some of the top financial planners in the country who came to learn from you how to work with investors, how to raise capital, how to level themselves up and do relationships. Because you're kind of very good at it, right? You've raised over $300 million. Your portfolio is $800 million, and you're stacking up now residential assisted livings. You've got a lot under agreement. So Vinny, I know you you're humble, right? You say these things as if they're small, but people who are listening have to understand that even though you're busy, you're still paying it forward, but the people you're paying it forward to are just at this whole other level. They just really high income earners.
Oh, thank you. And I really believe, Walter, we all can change our surroundings. If we are not focused on ourselves, like you said, we got to be focused on ourselves and see who is hanging around them, who is affecting me. Is my worth what it should be, the self-worth? It's so important because unless we consider ourselves to be worthy, we won't achieve it.
It's funny how that is a mind game, and Vinny, the more I get to know you, the more I realize you have one of the strongest mindsets of the people I have met. You said it at the summit, you eliminate all thoughts from your head and you live in the moment. And you're talking about that hourglass, that little section with the present. You got the past and the future, the future and then the past, and that present is there. How do you stay so present? And we'll talk about the principle in a second. By the way, for everybody listening, this is going to be a short one. We've literally got 12 minutes left before Vinny's got to be on the road with his family. So go ahead.
No,
how do you stay in the present?
To be truthful, I have so many stresses. Like everybody, right. To be truthful, I got up at 4:30 or so, and a lot more was going on in my mind. But then you got to calm it down. See, the negatives can absorb you. They can really get you in a bigger spiral downward. But you got to consciously say, you know what? I'll deal with it. What's the solution? It's not easy. Really. I'm going through some financing, some refinancing, inspectors coming on the properties. Then we got this refinance of another purchase in Florida. A lot of things are happening, right? But then you just take action. I had to give some papers this morning to my loan broker. I got up early, got into my office, printed some forms and sent them, and then emailed to my partner. I said, we need this. So it's sometimes we think so much in the mind stresses us out. But if we just follow and do it, it took me 15 minutes at the most. Now it's out of my hair.
That's how it always is. By the way, nice to have hair, isn't it, Vinny? 70 years old. Must be nice. So you clean up the mindset almost immediately by taking action. It sounds like that's your answer, your solution. If everybody who's listening missed it, Vinny's solution to staying in the present is to take action. When the anxiety comes, when the fear comes, when the overwhelm comes, it's what small thing can I do right now to eliminate or at least take action? What can I control? It kind of goes back to what actually Wealth Principle 52 is written by the same book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Stephen Covey says, in your sphere of control, your sphere of influence.
Yes, so true, so true. And again, I remember Stephen Covey's one very important chapter where his daughter came to him one time. She was pregnant, I think, had a baby, and she was struggling with the calendar appointments or the family. And then he said, just go towards the north. We should all be going to the north because that's what is most important. And what's the true north for us is who are the people around? What are we building around with the people, their livelihoods and everything? So we need to be always pointing towards the goals and the activities which will bring the true north. It could be, yeah.
This is insane because I do something similar. I have this, right? I have this cup, I have the shirts, I have the slogans in my office. And anytime I'm like, I don't know what to do today, like I'm a little down, I'm just like, oh, you know what builds millionaires? If it builds millionaires, I'm just going to do that thing first because I know for sure that will get me somewhere. Yes. And all the other stuff, like if I'm not feeling good about it, I'm just like, you know what? This one builds millionaires. I'm gonna do this first. What is your true north, Vinny? Like this to me is probably the most powerful question I could ever ask somebody at your level.
Oh, I appreciate that. No, my true north, again, in different aspects of my life, true north is like today. My true north is spending time with the family, planning the vacation of 2 weeks, which we've been planning on, then getting the travel agent involved for the South America trip. That's on my mind. To really ask them some questions. How are they feeling about the relationship between 4 of us? And how can we take it to the next level? Those kind of things. And also really rejoicing the time for next 4 days, together. And another thing I was thinking was to find the best restaurant tonight so that I could take the family out, things like that. So making memories. That's my true north there. I took care of certain things in the business sense, they say today. So I'm not going to be bogged down at all. I told everybody for next 3 days. But I'm taking my laptop with me just in case,
You've got 530 investors who rely on you. You want them to know, like, hey, I'm on vacation, but if the world falls apart, you got Vinny Chopra at your back.
Yes, exactly.
But the world better be on fire.
So, different facets. We all have roles to play as a wife, as a, sister, as mother and everything, or myself as a, father and son and everything. And then husband and all the good things. But we got to really see what time. It's not, you cannot be 10 in every category at the same moment, but you got to really move from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 at the appropriate times so that you're able to build that ahead towards the 10, which is the wheel of life.
This is the compound effect. This is wealth stacking. If you got a skill, if you got a client or a business, you keep adding more to it, more value, more people, more solutions, and just keep stacking over time. You can't expect it to have overnight, but like over time, it's up and to the right. That's what the chart always goes up and to the right in your life, as long as you're wealth stacking properly. So we got a principle that we do every week. Principle 51 is this week. That is learn to love solving problems for people and getting rich doing it. You're the perfect example of a problem solver, right?
Oh my gosh. This is a very, very important topic, what we are talking about. If every business exists for solving somebody's problem,
Yeah.
If we find a gadget, if we find a gizmo, whatever, or service or anything, which is not solving somebody's problem in that niche or something, it's going to go down.
Gone.
That's why the companies fail. Companies fail. So many of them fail in their first year, second year, third year. So little is left, you know? So
Yep.
we need to be really always be customer centered or client centered. Who is the avatar? Who are the people you're building this whole company for? Right? In my case, it was the investors. And I got rich investors who told me about more richer investors in their life and everybody. And I was solving a problem because they were becoming great entrepreneurs, but their money was not bringing returns that they wanted to bring. So I solved that problem through syndication, legal way to assimilate millions of dollars so that I could put the down payment on properties, larger properties, because larger properties are easier to manage and the returns are much bigger and so on, and smaller too. But the thing is, I was solving that problem. Then solving the problem of the employees and the team members and their families, and then giving, life to the contractors, giving business to my loan brokers and all that, right? Everybody. So it's kind of like you're adding value to everybody by solving the problem. The bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the returns.
Vinny, in that one sentence, you said so much. For everybody who's listening right now, this is recorded. Go back and listen to what Vinny just said. He just pointed out 5 or 6 different components to your business that are based on one structural principle that will take you to the next level. Not the next level, but the next 4 or 5 levels. Vinny, you just turned the whole philosophy of the average real estate investor, average syndicator has on real estate. You turn it upside down into what I see as the truth. You're putting your investors first. Totally. The investors come first because they're the true client. They're investing in the dream, the idea.
Yes.
And then you put your tenants next, right? Like the building becomes the asset. But in order to make the building right, you got to put your property managers next, right? In order to close the deal, your attorneys have to be next. Your realtors have to be next. Like you're staging it as who is the first person I can solve, such that by serving them, I'm able to serve all these other people that I want to help.
So true, brother. So true.
Wow.
So true. No, really. I mean, that's the growth of every company. Mission statement and, their goal setting should always be centered towards the clients they are solving problems for. I don't like the word problem. It's like you're adding value.
What value you're adding to the world?
Yeah, what value? And taxation. I mean, with the high earners, they're always looking for taxation ways to reduce their passive income, active income. So that's the other problem I'm solving. So people are calling me, Vinny, when are you buying the hotels? When are you buying this? The market is changing, all these things. I said, hold on, because we're going to find some really spectacular deals. Yeah. And then be ready with your cash, be ready with your IRA money, retirement funds. Yeah.
That right there is the soft commitment, right? You're saying, look, hold on. And I think too many people make that mistake. They say, hold on, I'm not ready. Instead of saying what you just said, you say, hold on, it's coming, be ready. Yeah, instead of saying, I'm not ready, you're saying you need to be ready.
Yeah. No, you're so right.
It's a little shift, but it makes a tremendous difference. You're preparing your investors for their success.
Totally. And that's why I think I sell out very fast, raising 9, 10, 12 millions in a couple of days because they're waiting for it. And they know my track record is if they don't fill out the paperwork within a certain time and wire the money into the LLC account, they are not given a position. So I'm able to collect almost 98% of my commitments, which is unheard of. Really, it's unheard of.
It is because you have built relationships and a large amount of relationships. For everybody listening right now, what Vinny's talking about is not just 1 or 2 potential investors. He has 530 potential investors at any time who've worked with him, who've committed to him. So when he puts out a PBN, like, hey, by the way, full points bulletin, like here's a deal. it's only the players that get into that deal because the deals are, they're temporary. A deal is like you put hot irons in the fire, and when it's hot, you got to strike it. But if you let the iron just wave it around, show everybody it, but you don't actually go and strike, you're gonna have to go put it back in the fire. Now you're delaying, and you're gonna burn out of coals. Like, there's so many things that happen wrong in your business because of not taking action. Just like Vinny talked about earlier, staying in the moment. Vinny is like the king of presence, being in the present moment. And speaking of the present moment, it is 11 o'clock our time, 8 o'clock your time. It's time to go hang out with the family. Vinny, just give us a little bit of positivity before we hang up on this call, brother. I appreciate it.
I would say definitely, please consider who are your close family, friends who have money tied up in lower interest rates and, just not making any money at all in the bank and so on. So gather those people and let them know, hey, you are doing something special. You're going to be buying commercial. You're going to be buying wholesale, flipping, bigger scale, or, whatever you want to do, or buy a company or car wash or this. All you need is money. All you need is more money. And that's what syndication is about. So please learn that art, which really has changed my life for the better. In the last 7-8 years, it's just been growing like crazy. So please look into that. Yeah. Raising and helping solving problems of family, relatives, friends through syndication.
If you're getting value from what Vinny shares every Thursday, drop thank you in the chat, drop yes, or Vinny's a hero in the chat. He is an alchemist. He has transformed himself so he can transform the lives of others. It's a blessing and an honor to be able to hang out with you every Thursday, Vinny. I appreciate it. He has a course on Alchemist Nation. He was one of the first people to donate a course. It is one of the larger courses. It's called Multifamily Syndication Made Easy with Vinny Chopra. Go check it out. It is free. There are other opportunities coming up. Boston RIA, Thursday at the 2nd, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Vinny Chopra will be teaching. He'll be speaking 100% about syndication. I've been getting a lot of texts, a lot of messages, people lately saying, oh, I need to learn how to syndicate. I don't know how to do this. I want to learn. So this is your chance. Do not ask me these questions. Vinny will be on a live webinar. You have a great opportunity to learn live in person at the Boston RIA. It is virtual. You can drop a comment below, ask for the link, and we'll make sure you get it. Vinny, Thank you so much from Alchemist Nation.
Have a blessed day, everybody. Please have a blessed day. Yes.
Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best.
Yes.
I'll see you next week, Vinny. Cheers.
Thank you, bro.
Tell Neil, Monica, and your wife I said hello.
Thank you.
How do I pronounce her name? I read it today and I said, I'm not trying this. How do I pronounce
Monica. Yeah. Did you see my posting? I did that on the social. Yeah.
Hold on. Your wife's name is Monica?
No, Kanchan. My wife's name is Kanchan. Yeah, Kanchan. Okay. Neil, our son, and Monica, our daughter. Yeah.
Okay, Kanchan. I got it. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Tell Kanchan thank
Kanchan
you for all the time.
Means gold, by the way. Kanchan in Indian language means gold. I love gold.
So tell Kanchan I said hello and thank her for the time she lets us have with you every day, man. We appreciate you. Cheers.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Bye, Vinny.
Cheers to everybody's success. Yeah.